Hello everybody. I'm back with another video, and this is in the dating game series where I talk about dating from a trans perspective. Oh, I'm Gabrielle Love, by the way, if you just joined the channel and just found this video randomly somewhere. I'm Gabrielle, known on the web ERYCACANE is my screen name. You can Google me, find all the whatever. Anyway. In this particular video, I want to discuss some things that are commonly said from cisgender men to trans women. I'm speaking of over 20 years of experience. I'm gonna get tired of saying that in these videos. If I put that in a heading or something, I don't know, some type of intro that says all of that. Because people would be like, you know, what makes you experience to talk about whatever? Because I've been living it, that's how. And I've been young and dumb, and I've grown wiser to know, to get to the point of life where I know that what I thought I knew, I don't know. And all the stuff I thought I knew is wrong. And it's not like that. It's different when you're living it. It's almost like when you go to school, or you practice, or you go to training for a job. It's totally different than working that job every day. It's a whole lot of other things, nuances and little things that come along working that job every day that you would have never thought of when you just wanted to get a check and you thought, oh, I like doing whatever, and you start doing whatever, and you come into how other people view how that whatever is in the world. You don't really think about that when you go into it. Anyway, so like I was saying, this is another video in the dating game series where I'm going to talk about some commonly said things from men to trans women. These are things that, you know, when a guy hits you up and y'all start just chatting or whatever, and then he just makes sure he has to say it, like it's something that he has to say to you. I don't have a list again this time. This is just a random rambling blurb of a video, but we're just gonna jump right in. The first thing that comes to mind that is extremely annoying is when guys say, I see you as a woman. I see transsexuals as women, or if they use the word tranny and then they say, I see y'all as women. Because generally they just mean in the bedroom, sexually, or as in relation to themselves and their own sexuality. Because I've learned throughout the years that guys hinge on what you think about yourself to validate what they are. Because when I was young, a lot of guys would always ask me, you know, does it make me gay? And I used to think that was so annoying that first of all, that you would even ask me that. Like, I'm the gatekeeper. Or you want me to make you feel better about your attraction to me? Who gonna make me feel better about being attracted to you? Anyway, it's just a slap in the face. It's rude, and it's like I didn't think of it like that. It's just another sign of privilege and ignorance, and it's like it's a lie. It's something you're saying to get your way, just so you can get something you want out of me and make it convenient for you, and you think that's what I want to hear. It's just like a cycle of bullshit. It's like, I'm not interested in that, me personally. Now some other girls that might be new to the game, a fool is born every second. So you're always going to be able to find somebody to fall for your lines or for your games. But then you got to realize that once you meet somebody who say, hey, look, I done played this game 1,000,000 times and I've seen that trick played 1,000,000 times. You late. You can't get mad at them because your trick don't work on them. You got to take that shit to the chin and say, oh, damn, you know, Drax, you know, my plan was foiled, and then move the fuck on, because you're not going to step up to the plate. So just move on to play a game with somebody else that is unsuspecting, because that's the goal, is to play that game, and you didn't get to play the game, and now you're mad at the person who called you out as opposed to yourself for trying to play a game to begin with when you grown as hell and need to be out here in these streets being an adult with other adults, but you want to play games. Anyway, I was going off. Yeah, go off. Go the fuck. Anyway, so The next thing that I can think of that guys say all the time that is very annoying is, well, I'm not attracted to dudes. I'm only attracted to, trans women like you. And then they always like throw me in there. And I'd be like, no, you're not. Because first of all, I already know that you've had sex with a bunch of transvestites that didn't look as good because you was only having sex with them. It's not like you were taking them out to dinner at Red Lobster. He was just going over their apartment, hotel, whatever, in the dark, and then, or on your lunch break, when you was trying to have something different. And it's just like, come on. Like, and it makes me mad that that's being said because, a lot of y'all are hit up by guys that are, might be a gay guy that hits you up and tries to convince you that trans women are the same, and you want to like defend what you like. I like what I like, and whatever. And you're not into this gay guy, but then that same gay guy go buy some implants and get some silicone injections, and you'll watch them do it on Facebook in real time and still want to fuck them just because they got it done and said, "Hey, I'm a transsexual." When you knew for a fact that that same person you would have turned down 10 minutes before they went and got them breast implants. Like, that's something you need to like think about yourself and not like put that onus on somebody like me who that shit ain't got nothing to do with me. Like, I didn't transition to have sex with you. I'm a trans woman because I'm trans. I just happen to be attracted to men, and that is actually a curse and not necessarily a good thing. So another thing that bothers me when I'm in the dating, and just those dealings with men that claim that they like transsexuals, is that they don't know anything about transsexuals other than porn. And it's usually free online porn. It's never like some nuanced shit. It's never like somebody discovering you from what they paid to see. It's usually somebody who discovered you from some free shit. And I still put that on you. Like, how dare you be in my search when I was trying to jack off to strangers, and then I find you in my city. Like, how dare you? It's like, come on, man. Like, take some responsibility for what's going on. Everything ain't on everybody else all the time. But it's like, they don't know anything about transsexual, so it's like you don't really have nothing to talk about. They don't know nothing about you, and everything they think about you is based on something they saw on porn. Or the only thing that cisgender males know about trans women are the insults that they've heard and the negative stereotypes that they've heard about trans people floating around in society, and then free internet porn. Because a lot of times, if I was to ask a guy that claimed he loved transsexuals so much, if he knew about a transsexual that wrote a book, who's this, author of a book, he couldn't name one. If I wanted him to name, a producer of television content that was trans, he probably couldn't name one, even though he probably has watched their movies and just don't know they trans because he don't give a fuck, and they don't got no porn on Pornhub or X videos for free, so he wouldn't know. It's just like odd. And for somebody, like myself, that's another thing too. When you're dating these guys or you meeting these guys, a lot of them will, like I said, they'll hit up somebody who's been transitioned for 2 minutes, just went and climbed off the table getting some breast implants and a nose job and some silicone injected in their butt and a pedicure from the Asians, and said, "Hey, I'm on the block. What's up, y'all?" And group that person with me when that person's experiences are totally different than mine. I actually live as a woman. Like, it's a difference between somebody who lives as a woman that's passable. The experiences are different. Just because you find them both on the same website don't mean that their life experiences when they walk out their front door in the world are the same. And even the length of time that they've been living trans makes a difference. And I ain't never really had nobody ask me that question in all the years that I've been walking this earth, like how long I've been trans. They usually want to know why I'm trans. So what made you decide to be this way? I'd be like, what made you decide to be this way you are? Because the person who sees the issue is you, not me. And so it's just so odd. Like, and I'm supposed to be the one that understands it all, while the person I'm dealing with understands nothing and doesn't care to understand, because they rather just judge me by the same standards of society, the only one standard that they know, and that's that one patriarchal standard that benefits them and puts me at a disadvantage, or puts me in a shadow, basically, to where they don't feel the need to have to know about me or who I am or where I'm from or what I'm into, or if I'm even attracted to them. Like, guys don't even care if you are attracted to them, if you physically find them attractive, or if you think they're smart or funny. If they think you look good and you a transsexual, that's it. Like, that's all they care about. And you can tell they don't care if you think they look good. And if you're not attracted to them and you acted the slightest bit disinterested, they're actually shocked. Like, how dare you not be interested in me? You are transsexual. You are like the lowest in the earth. And then it's funny because that's translated in their behavior. And they would be the first if you called them out on it and say, hey, stop treating me like that. Like, that's crazy how you trying to treat me. They would be like, I don't know what you're talking about. Back to that gaslighting shit. So as I was saying, with that grouping, the transition of that particular trans person could be immature already, to the point where they might be 24, 25 years old, but only been living as a woman for 2 years. So they've only had breasts on their body for 2 years. So that's almost like a young girl. Like, girls get breasts in their teenage years and they act according to what they think society says they should act like when they're young. It takes girls years, for the most part, if they don't have a mama in their ear constantly drilling into their heads what they need to be doing and how they should be acting. And if you're a trans person, especially if you transitioned in your 20s, you lived your whole life as a male, not pretending not to be trans, but yeah, basically, performing masculinity and not being who you are. So yeah, you're new to it. And so I feel like the guys don't even take that into consideration. And they actually use it to their advantage. Like, oh, having sex with transsexuals is easier. Or, they're a lot more slutty, a lot more freaky. I just find that odd too. Like, just how people go through the world dealing with people by one judgmental standard and then being shocked that they don't fit that standard. If they would dare to be somebody different than what I've heard people are supposed to be like, from a person that is keeping who they really are a secret. And then at the same time, if you were to bring that to their attention, they would get like offended. Like, you shouldn't judge me. You're a transsexual. You're not supposed to be judgmental. As again, going back to, as if because I'm trans that I'm not supposed to have no opinions on human beings and life and social issues, and I don't have, I've never heard how things are supposed to be. Like, I was just raised in the fucking woods without loving parents and without a roof over my head and 3 meals a day. Like, it's so weird. It's weird. And you're supposed to want to date and have sex with these people who think this way. And you're supposed to, like, what? Like, where's the optimism? Like, yeah, come on. So another thing that's commonly annoying to me, and I don't know, this might be the last one because I've been going on for a while and I don't like these videos to be too long, but another one is like when you do go on a date with a guy, his first idea of the date is usually something that it's not like romantic and thoughtful. It's usually very cliche, very base level, a movie and a restaurant at a family dining chain somewhere far away from where either of you live. It's just, and again, I've been trans for a long time, so don't try to dumb this down and make it seem like this happened to me yesterday, so I made a YouTube video to complain about it. This happened to me before. I've had some romantic, very overwhelmingly romantic dates and gestures, but then the number of the ones where guys wanted to ask me out to the movies, is more than that. And that's annoying to me. That's annoying. Because you're sitting in the dark for 2 hours, generally with them trying to touch your hand and be creepy and shit. Usually if you go on a date with somebody that you don't know, you should be going somewhere where you can look at them in the light and talk to them. Get to know who they actually are and not sit with them in the dark and like just be able to say that y'all spent this 2 hours together and then go back to their house and touch on them some more. I feel like a lot of guys that date trans women don't step up to the plate, even knowing that you have this advantage of dealing with a person who might not have that number of romantic gestures towards them, and you don't take the you know, you don't take the opportunity to use that to your advantage, I feel like you do yourself a disservice. It's almost like if you lived in New York and somebody came to visit New York and you didn't take the opportunity to take them to see the stereotypical New York sites. Like, you just let them hang around your neighborhood. Like, instead of taking them to see the Statue of Liberty, you know, where the new World Trade Center plot and all that stuff is. And, you know, just taking them to see even your New York, like the New York that they might have heard about, and make it an experience, like romanticize it for them. I feel like a lot of times guys don't take those opportunities to inject that bit of romance and that bit of personality from themselves to the person that they're trying to date, whether it's cis or trans. But I'm only speaking from a trans perspective, so just from my own perspective, it's been very rare that somebody, it's happened, so that's why I know that it happens, because it's happened in my life before. But generally, it's let's go to the movies or to Buffalo Wild Wings or some type of family dining place that, you know, they probably would go with their homeboys. Like, it's not romantic. Those are the telling of the first T-girl story. That is very annoying. It seems like every guy I meet want to tell me about the first time that he met a transsexual without me even asking. It's like, see, with me, I said this in another video, I've been dealing with guys for so long that I've become jaded. Like I got a script of questions that I ask, because it's almost like that choose your own adventure book. It's like the answers are going to put them in a category, and I let them categorize themselves as opposed to me judging them without the information. I ask them questions. So how long you been in the transsexuals? And then they'll give a length of time, or they'll play it off so that they don't have to think about it much, and just name a number of times that they fucked transsexual, like 3 times, which that's not what I asked you. So then I'm going to address that. Obviously, I'm not going to let them blow that question off. And I'm going to say, that's not what I asked you. What I asked you is how long, like, so how many years have you personally been attracted, not having anything to do with the T-girl? And then they're going to fumble over that question. And that lets me know that they're down low, which leads to the next question that I ask them usually is, are you down on the down low? Have you come out to your friends and family? To where that usually is the divide, the really big break, to where they're going to get offended and I shouldn't have to tell everybody and that's my business. Or they'll lie and be like, yeah, people know. And then you want to ask them, well, how do they know? When did you come out? And then they get offended. You get another break because they lying, and they get offended because you ask them their coming out story. If you ask any gay dude, they you know, or lesbian woman or trans person, they coming out story, they'll tell you. It's not without getting upset with you. Oh, well, why would you ask me that? Like, well, this is what happened. And they'll give you the details because it's a story, like any story. But with these guys, you run into these issues. And I see it so much, but they always be so quick to want to tell you the story about the first T-girl they met. And that story they will romanticize. And that's annoying. I've heard these stories so many times about how you met this girl, you didn't know she was trans, and she seduced you until y'all got somewhere private to a room or to her place or whatever. And then she told you she had a dick, and then you just became cool with it instead of murdering her. And ever since then, you were turned out. I gave myself a headache even going over that story. But yeah, that right there is annoying. I get tired of hearing those stories. And let somebody ask you that shit first before you just be so quick to jump. I understand that y'all don't get a chance to talk about trans women with nobody in your lives because you're on the download and stuff. But it's just like, look, this is a shared experience here, not just a one-way street. And it can be one way when I'm getting paid. But again, this video is about dating. So this means I met you on Match.com or Instagram or some other site other than the site where my rates and my phone number was there, and you tried to hit me up and talk to me like you would any other cisgender woman. But it's not the same, and I'm not going to let you carry it the same, because that way you're trying to get away with something because you don't want to hit me up, so you're the one that got the goal and something you want out of it. Because if it was just like any other woman, you would think I wanted a relationship out of it, so where you can play me a little bit and string me along. But when it comes to me personally, I don't want no relationship from you. You know, so I might want a friendship, but what I want is some respect. And I know it ain't there. So what I'm checking for is to see if I'm meeting a guy that's just aware and open with the fact that he likes trans women, and it's not a secret. Because once I find that, then I know I'm on an equal playing field with a real human being, as opposed to somebody that's a liar and it's gonna give me a hard time about who I am because of who they are. And that part I don't have an interest in, and that's really common. And it's annoying. It's like moving the goalposts. It's like the trans person will never be good enough for you. And it's like, so if the trans people are never going to be good enough, then why keep pursuing them for sex? Or if you're going to pursue them for sex and they're not good enough, tell them that when you first pursue them. Look, I would never want to be with none of y'all in a real way. So we might go out to eat or something, but it ain't never going to be a relationship. You ain't never going to be my girlfriend. You ain't never going to meet none of my friends, my parents. And it sounds harsh, but it's the truth. And I would rather somebody know the truth. I personally would rather know the truth than to get manipulated. Because when you manipulate me, now I'm going to get you. Now I got to get you back. Because yeah, you got me. You robbed me. You robbed me of consent. You lied to get consent. You know, it's like lying to kick it. You wanted to kick it with me, so you told me some lies to get your foot in the door so you could rob me, you know, take an experience from me without me getting anything and thinking that I would get something. And then you skate away and ghost me without me getting nothing and go to do it to the next person. And because we trans, we just take it. And that's like, man, this is 2018. That is not happening no more. Like, everybody in that mode that y'all think we in. And again, with the internet, y'all ain't the only ones that's got the internet. Y'all ain't the only ones that are picking up on stereotypes and judgments about people. Y'all got some stuff too. People are talking about y'all too. Y'all are negatively stereotyped and grouped and all these things too. Like, don't nobody like down low dudes. Like, so with trans women to even be dealing with y'all, to treating y'all nicely is like different from the social stereotype. So if we're gonna be on the real and treat everybody the same, it's like we could be treating y'all crazy too, because well, we both misfits, we both outcasts. If that's how you're looking at it. You just because you lying to kick it with them people with your cis cohorts, they don't make it the truth. So it makes dating hard when you're dealing with somebody who when y'all not seeing the same things. The perception is different. They look at the goals are different. You know, what's looked at as truth and honesty is different. It just makes it very, very hard, very difficult to take it seriously. Oh, before I end this video, if I meet one more guy who tells me that the transsexual that he was in a relationship with just moved away and that's what ended their relationship. Like, most people end their relationships for real reasons. Every guy that ends a relationship with a trans woman is because she moved. I've had relationships with people that I didn't live in the same state as them and I went and visited. I've had a long distance relationship before. Not like that, because like I told you, I don't do the boyfriend-girlfriend thing, but you know, I'm a polygamist, so you know, I'm kicking with somebody that I liked a lot, and I talked to him, and we didn't live in the same state, and I would go visit. Obviously, they know I like other people because I'm honest and I talk to them. I don't lie about that, like y'all. But yeah, that. I need to go because I've been cutting up and being real silly on this thing, and this video has gotten very long, so I got distracted.